Hello and welcome back to my second grade Parkland artist and every other artist that's joining me on this channel. It's me, Mrs. P, your art teacher, just logging in to say hey and to let you know that I love you and I miss you. Can't wait to see you soon. I'm so excited that we are still able to create together through this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Like these videos, share them with your other classmates and your families. And I just look forward to hearing from you through this channel. Remember to keep in touch with me through our team's emails, and you know how to email me through Parkland's web address as well. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your families are doing well and that you're finding ways to just continue to be nice to each other, practice self-control, and take care of each other. This video is going to go through the steps for the second part of our project that we started last week. All of my second graders were given an assignment to work on a self-portrait in motion. We were specifically learning how to draw the body or ourselves using certain lines like zigzags and diagonals and curved lines to draw our bodies moving. And so we started that project last week, and so we're going to continue with that. We're going to work on adding some details. We're going to add some color if you have those things available. And if you don't have those things available, if you have a pencil with you, I'm going to show you how to add some tone and some shade to add value. That means when we have one color and we're using either the lightest parts of the color or the darkest parts of that color to add color to our shapes, our objects, and to our artwork. Okay, are you ready? Let's get started. Okay, to my second grade and all of my artists, we're going to continue with this project. First, talking about or reminding you that we're working on self-portraits in motion. That means we're drawing ourselves moving, and we use certain types of lines to draw shapes and parts of our bodies that represent us being in motion. Just to review our vocabulary of a self-portrait: a picture of yourself. Foreground, the things that are in the front of your artwork. Middle ground, things are in the middle of your artwork. They're usually in the middle of the page, and they start to get smaller as they move back. Things in the background are things that fill up all the empty space and go farther into the back of your work. And sometimes when things look really far away or in your background, we draw them a little smaller. That's why we talked about the word size, because things in the foreground, we draw them large, in the middle ground, a little smaller, and in the background, we draw them really small. And again, back to motion, that means we are showing ourselves moving. We're not just standing still, but we could have drawn ourselves dancing or running or hopping or anything that shows motion. Again, here's our standard to demonstrate an understanding of the safe and appropriate use of materials, tools, and equipment for a variety of artistic processes. So this was my practice from last week, which we did together. And this is another one we did together as well. So what I did was, first, we drew the body and we used certain shapes. And we use different kinds of lines to draw ourselves in motion. Remember last week when we started drawing the body first, I started with the head, neck. I do the shape of the body, which is the torso. And then I started adding lines like zigzags and connecting them like this to show my elbow that is bending right now. I use the diagonal line here to show my arm moving upward and outward, okay? I drew some zigzag lines here to show my legs bending. And I drew and used curved lines here to show my legs bending as well, okay? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finishing this drawing by adding some more details and adding some color if possible. And after we're done, I'm going to talk to you about what we can write to describe what we're doing or even how we're feeling in this artwork, okay? So let's say I want to add some more pattern in the background. We talked about the background, excuse me, and your options for adding things into this empty space behind you. If you want to do like me and add pattern, that means you can repeat different lines, you can repeat different shapes. If you guys remember, I love curvy lines. So I'm making a curved line background. And I'm repeating these lines to make my pattern. Remember how we talked about drawing things behind you? When you get to your self-portrait, pick up your pencil, stop, and then try to find the next empty space. And keep going from there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, we're just trying. Something else we wanted to talk about was overlapping. That means you're drawing one thing in front of something else. So this leg right here is overlapping this pattern right here. This foot right here is overlapping that empty space. So I think we're going to add a few more details. Maybe some patterns to my sleeves. You know I love stripes. I'm going to add some stripe patterns to my sleeves. I think I'm going to add some buttons to my shirt. Maybe a little collar there. Maybe some laces to my shoes. Think about what you want to see on your clothes. Those things are details, the small things that you add to your artwork to make them more creative, to make them special, to add things that you really like to add and put things in your artwork that you really enjoy seeing there. You guys also know that I love a little swirly here and there. So I'm going to add a swirly pattern to my background. I'm just going to add a few, but it's still a pattern because I'm repeating that same shape or that same type of line over and over. Some lines may have more swirlies in them. Some may have a little less. I think I'll add a few here. Think about what type of linear, that means types of lines, type of linear designs you can add to your background and to your self-portrait. Okay, so I think I'm finished adding the details for now. If you want to add more details, feel free. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start thinking about adding color. And the first thing I'm going to think about is adding color to my background. I am going to think about starting in one corner and working my way to the next corner. One of my favorite colors is red. So we don't have any specific color requirements for this project, but if you want to, think about different color families that you can use for this project. Let's say I wanted to use just warm colors. Our warm colors are red, yellow, and orange. These three colors make things look active and exciting. Warm colors. I know we talked about that before, so I think I'm going to use a warm color pattern for the background of my self-portrait. Now let's say, for example, if you don't have any crayons available, if you don't have any colored pencils available, no problem. I'm going to show you how you can add some color and some tone using just a pencil. Watch this. So I'm going to teach you a big word here. It's called value. Value is when you talk about how light a color can be or how dark a color can be. Every color has value. So my pencil is the color gray. And so if I want to make the value really dark, I'm going to press really hard. So I can press hard to add some color, this tone, this value to this particular part of my pattern, right? See how hard I'm pressing? But if I want to make the color a little lighter, I press lighter. If I wanted to get really light, I press super light. You see the value changing? You see how this one color went from the darkest version's color to the lightest that it could be. So even when you're adding color to your artwork, think about how you can use different values of this one color. Dark, medium, pressing a little lighter, and super light, barely touching it. To add color if you don't necessarily have crayons or markers or colored pencils around. Or you might just like this look, which is just fine. What I'm looking for is you're being able to understand how to show your body in motion, how to add parts to your background and overlap, and evidence of understanding how to use pattern and how to use the materials that you have in the safest way to create artwork. I'm gonna make a darker value right there. And let's see. I make an extra light value for my shirt. And kind of a slightly medium, darker value. Pressing a little bit harder. If I need to go over it again, I can. Pressing just a little bit harder to represent my skin. Okay, So you can use crayons if you have them available, or colored pencils. I don't always suggest marker because sometimes it goes to the page. Or you can create different values and different tones just using a pencil. What do you think? And this is my finished self-portrait. As you can see, I've added color to the background. I finished making sure that I didn't have any white space left. Okay, I even blended some colors in to make sure all of my spaces had color. And even if I didn't have crayons, I still used my pencil in places to add different value of the same color. That means I added light parts of the same color, dark parts of the same color, to make sure that parts of my picture still had color in it, okay? Does yours need to look like mine? Of course not. It's never expected to look just like mine. But what I am looking for is your demonstration of your understanding how to show the body in motion using curved, zigzag, diagonal lines to show our bodies bending and moving. You could be dancing, you could be running, you could be doing anything. I'm also looking for your ability to understand background, how to draw and place things behind the object that's in the foreground. And that's your self-portrait. That's the picture of you. So guys, keep working on your project for this week. Feel free to email me pictures of your finished assignments. Feel free to text me or email me through our team's website. Feel free to leave me messages on this channel. Don't forget to have your families like and subscribe these videos and share them, guys. And just know that I cannot wait to see you again. Know that I love you and I miss you. And I'm so happy that we get a chance to still create together. Guys, don't forget, as always, our rules in the art room, same rules in life. Be nice to each other, practice self-control, help keep each other happy and healthy, guys. I love you and I miss you. Can't wait to see you and your artwork. Bye.